What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, Deion Sanders continues to break barriers, change the game, and change everything for the university, for Jackson State University, and for the Jackson State football team, as he and his Jackson State team got a win over Grambling. For the first time in a long time, Jackson State's win over Grambling ended a 16-game home winning streak this past weekend for Grambling State, which is the second longest in FCS. And it was a SWAC opener, first SWAC win for Mr. Sanders, for Coach Prime. I think this is the first time Jackson State beat Grambling since 2013, right? So, like, that in itself was crazy. Jackson State was 4-8 last season, guys. They were 4-8 last season, and they were 23-44 coming into this year. And they're already 2-0, including a win over one of the SWAC favorites and one of the best teams in the SWAC every year, Grambling State. Now, yes, it was the first win. So this article says they beat Grambling for the first time since 2012 because they displayed their mental and physical toughness Prime preached since he's been on campus. Now, here's the thing about Prime and why it's so impressive that they beat Grambling. Like I said, it's the first win. Grambling has a 16-game home winning streak. They snapped that. Grambling, they hadn't beat Grambling since 2012, which is almost a decade. So they snapped that. And this team is only getting better. I remember Coach Prime came out, Deion came out and said, the SWAC team's better get us this year. Because by this fall, talking about this year, this spring, because by this fall, his full recruiting class will be eligible to play. He'll bring in even more players over the summer, more than likely. And the players who are playing this spring will have essentially a season under their belt under this system. They'll know how it'll work, and they've actually played live games in the new system with the new defense coordinator, offense coordinator, and coaching staff all together, and Deion Sanders running the program. This is only going to make things better for HBCUs in the SWAC conference because it brings an element that it's a big dog in the house now. Like Deion and what he's doing at Jackson State, he is a big dog. Like, there's no other way around it. And he's proven it not just with the recruiting, but now with the wins. Beating Grambling at home, which nobody had done in 16 games, is impressive. And if you watch the game, it was actually quite exciting. Deion and his team actually made it. It probably, he said this in his post-game interview, it probably shouldn't have been as close as it was. They won 33-28, but Deion and his team was on the 1-yard line and fumbled the ball in the end zone, right? They fumbled the ball or it would have been game over. And then Grambling drives all the way down the field and fumbles the ball on the 1-yard line. So they made it very exciting. It was a very exciting, entertaining game, but it shouldn't have been that close. But regardless, or you can, I mean, if you want to flip it the other way, say they should have lost because Grambling actually fumbled the ball as well on the 1-yard line. So, hey, to each his own. But what he is going to do, his whole goal the entire time, ever since he came to Jackson, Mississippi, was to even the playing field. Show players that you can go to the league and get drafted and become superstars at the college level at HBCUs and still have success at the next level in the NFL. And I think he's starting to show that with 2 wins already. He's got half the win total in 2 games than they had all last year in 12 games. Right, so he's showing the talent was there the whole time. They just need to get coached up and definitely needed to add some talent for sure. So I'm interested to see what he does. I mean, this is going to be an ongoing story. Me talking about Deion Sanders, me talking about Jackson State football, me talking about all the things that they're doing because it's one of the biggest stories in sports. And I just pray because I think they're gonna do pretty good this year. They might go undefeated this during a 6-game season. They might go undefeated, they might not, whatever. But I really want Deion to last between 4 and 5 years. I really want him to get to year 4 and year 5. Now, I know we're just in year 1 and I'm looking ahead, but the success that I'm already seeing and the success that I think he can continue to have, there's going to be other big-time programs trying to poach him from Jackson, Mississippi and get him away from that HBCU and get them at their high-level university. And do not sleep. It might be Florida State, his alma mater. So we'll see. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe.